Hey, how's it going, everybody? Scott Spreitzer here with Doug Upstone. We are DocSports.com. We're talking SEC Football Weekly. Doug and I are going to be here each and every week throughout the football season. Probably get an SEC team in the championship game in January, so we'll be here right through that in all likelihood. But every week we're going to be here talking SEC. We've got 3 videos for week 1, and the first one is Alabama taking on Miami, the game in Mercedes-Benz Dome in Atlanta, Georgia. And right now, Doug, the Tide laying 19.5. The total is 61.5, 75%, even more than that. More than 75% of the tickets are on Bama. More than 75% of the money is on Bama. No shocker, because Bama under Nick Saban, they are 14-0 in season openers, 12-2 against the spread. I do want to mention the totals dropped about 3 points in this one, Doug. Alabama, a bunch of new faces on offense, new players, new coaches when it comes to the offensive side of the football. Manny Diaz has 9 guys back on defense for Miami. He's going to call the shots this year on the defensive side of the football. Your thoughts? Is it the same old Bama? Do the Canes have a shot?
Yeah, I really don't think the Canes have a shot, Scott, in this one. Alabama, the thing that's just, with their fan base and everything that they have going there, one of the things that came about a lot, that you heard about in the offseason was, can they repeat? And, of course, that's the number one thing, because Bama fans are so used to winning all the time. So the last time they went back-to-back was 2011 and 2012. So here we go. Nick Saban has created this monster, but you know what? He's got it going on. Nothing has changed. They make some other changes, whether it be in coaches and players come and players go, and all they do is keep on winning. I don't think that's going to change here at all. They got a new quarterback in Bryce Young, and he signed himself a NIL deal already, and so he's going to be making some good money as a freshman coming in. So they're in good shape from that standpoint. The offensive line, of course, reloads. So does the defense. And if anything, Scott, I think the defense will carry this team early in the season, because last year, they weren't up to usual standards. But I think they're in terms of, like, for example, linebackers, they should have the best linebacking crew in all of college football. The defensive linemen we saw in the playoffs last year started to really come on and mature. So I think that group will be better. Secondary might have a couple of questions, but it's Alabama. They'll figure it out. Now, Miami, on the other hand, going to come in. Derek King comes off that just gruesome knee injury that he suffered last year. So, but all reports have him ready to go, and going to be a very good player for them this upcoming season. Defensively, I'm just not sure. Manny Diaz takes over calling the signals. From that standpoint, I'm not a big Manny Diaz guy, just in general. So, I look at this and, you mentioned the spread going up. For me, I could look at this and just say, just from a coaching standpoint, you have a rather significant difference, even built into the point spread here. Saban, has won 9 in a row of these openers on neutral fields by 27.5 points per game. I just don't see that really changing, Scott. I got to take Alabama even at a higher price on this one.
Yeah, it's funny because I did see one sportsbook director way back in, I don't know, maybe it was May or something like that, hung a 13.5 on this game. And those who saw it pounced. Obviously, it's now up to 19.5, as we mentioned at the top of the video. Bryce Young's the new quarterback for Bama. Listen, this guy, before he arrived at Alabama, was hyped more than any of the last 3 Alabama quarterbacks that we saw. They did okay at Alabama, from what I've heard. So I think Bryce Young is going to be fine. I think it take a little bit of time to get used to the new play calling for these guys who are around under Sark, who's now the head coach at Texas. You got Bill O'Brien now calling the shots on offense. You've got, I think it's 4 new offensive coaches. But this is kind of like Belichick of the college level of football, in that they always seem to get new assistant coaches and things of that nature, and they just follow what Saban's game plan is, and they do well. So there's not going to be a drop-off for Bama over the course of this season because of some coaching changes, or even the fact that 3 of their top playmakers are gone. It's just going to be reload. You mentioned, with Miami and Manny Diaz, he's got all those defensive players to work with. I don't think there's going to be any miracles. They were horrible in a couple of games last year, but I do think they'll be better. What I think is going to happen, it's going to take a little bit of time for Bama to get it together. And by a little bit of time, I'm not talking 3 games. I'm talking maybe a quarter and a half. So it's going to be one of those things where I think the under in the first half is my opinion. I think that, for me, is the way to go. Not going to play the side, not going to play the full game total, but under in the first half for me, Doug. And listen, before we close this out on Bama and Miami, you're off to a winning start in college football. I know you had a really nice, I believe it was second half of the season last year, if not the full season. Tell us what you got going this particular weekend.
Well, thanks for asking, Scott. And yes, Illinois was a nice upset outright winner, so that was good stuff. And then the last year in college football closed it at 40-22, 64.5%, and up over $5,600 in terms of profit. So it was a very good close to the season. And I'm looking just to continue to get it right from the start. And I'm going to release myself a 6-unit play for Saturday in college football, and one of the games I really like. So we'll see if we can continue it and have a nice card. Now, Scott, what do you got going this weekend?
I'll tell you what it was. It's been a nice run at DocSports.com in football, and we came into the season up $9,000 on our current run for $100 per unit bettors, college and pro football combined. We've hit 58% with the last 617 college and pro football plays combined that I've released at Doc Sports. And here's the bottom line is that we've also been doing really well in big plays. Major League Baseball, still going, folks. Stretch run, getting close to the playoffs. Up over $3,200 with my top plays, those rated 5 stars and higher. We just finished August. I went 61% winners in August baseball, made about $3,000, just shy of that. And this week, I've got a 7-star in college football on Saturday. It is the lead play, obviously, in my multiple game package this weekend in college football. So looking forward to that as we have hit over 60% of our 7-star / main events in college football going back a few years now. So that's what's in store. And the cool thing about it at DocSports.com, you're going to be able to get all of our plays on Thursday afternoon. At Doc Sports, all the handicappers release their football plays for the weekend on Thursday afternoons. You can go over there, you can check it out. And if you're not yet a member, that banner up top that says $60 free account, right below the video, there's a link. You click on it. And if you're not yet a member, you get a free $60, which you can then use on any of our daily packages, Doug's, mine, anybody else on the roster at DocSports.com. So let's have a fantastic weekend. Check out all 3 of our Week 1 SEC videos. For Doug Upstone, I'm Scott Spreitzer. We are DocSports.com. Let's put them in the win column.